And here's what happened too, Eric. When I did end up finally showing up on WWE a day after WrestleMania, and I came out with my famous promo, shooting my shoot promo against you and Hulk. Anyways, and everybody talks about, oh, what a great promo that was. It was great because it was real, but even that was rough. If you go back and look at it, it was really rough around the edges. But I felt like I used, or we, I say I, but we, almost like some, judo in the situation. We used your momentum against you.
You did. And again, having been on the receiving end of that hip toss, I can tell you, and I'll say it, I'll admit it, you guys did it better. We did it first. You did it better.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, and this will, not to be controversial. And look, those guys are, I guess I'm not as close to the other guys in DX as I am to you, certainly, but I would say this to their face. And I'd probably get my ass kicked in the process, but I'd say it anyway. That's happened before. It's nothing new. If it wasn't for you, I don't think DX would have been successful. I don't think it would have had the edge. I don't think it would have had the attitude to be the Attitude Era representative. It needed you to get it over the way it got over. You were the catalyst. Otherwise, it would have been just another ripoff.
And Eric, that's actually when Paul called me, coincidentally, right around the same time I got my termination letter in the mail while I was sitting at home. That's basically what he said. He told me Sean has to quit, and we want to keep this DX momentum going, and having you in it is pretty much the only way we can do it. I don't know if that's. I don't know if it would have been able to work without me or not, but that's how they felt.
I do. I'm sure it wouldn't have. It would have just felt like a ripoff. Because here's the deal. The NWO worked because it had a sense of reality. The premise of the NWO was that Scott Hall came over to WCW because he didn't like the way he was treated when he was there before, and now he was going to make everybody in WCW pay. And then Kevin Nash came along, and then you came along. That was the working premise. Disgruntled former WCW guys that went on to WWE to become big stars were now coming back to make everybody pay for not giving them the opportunities that they deserved. That's the elevator pitch, and it worked. And it was believable because of timing, because of the way we did it, because of the way some people hijacked certain aspects of certain characters.
Right.
I did that too. It worked. But conversely, you worked for DX, and you were successful in DX, an important part of it, for the exact same reason, because your story, the promo you cut on me and Hogan, was from the heart. It might have not been the smoothest, most articulate, political speech someone could give, but it was pure emotion based in reality, and that's what connected to the audience. And Triple H, Paul, Shawn, anybody else in DX could not have pulled that off in a believable way. They would have been acting. You weren't acting, you were reacting, and therein lies the difference.
And I appreciate you saying that, Eric. And I really think that one of the big reasons that we were able to come out on top is that we were desperate. We were way more desperate. Like, I think you guys weren't. I just think you maybe were a little bit comfortable.
I disagree with that. It was two things. One is you did catch us by surprise. There's no question about that. I didn't think, Vince would adapt that level of competitiveness where he would actually come back, as you put it, and judo us right out of our own ring, right. Use what we did so well and use it against us. I never anticipated that, number one. Number two, there were a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I'm not blaming other people or trying to, take the heat off myself. I screwed up a lot of crap. And I was thinking about that this morning, actually. If I had to do it all over again, what would I do differently? But the truth is, the company as a whole didn't want WCW to exist beginning in about 1998. I'm talking about Turner Broadcasting. They didn't want the company there to begin with. So even internally, as much as we were getting our asses judoed off by you guys and Vince McMahon, we were also getting judoed by our corporate entity in Turner Broadcasting. There were a lot of people that were trying to pull the rug out from underneath this at the same time.
Huh.